The next feature I'll be adding and what I'll be working on in this video is weapon spread. Now in the demo scene of the low poly shooter pack by Infama Games, you'll notice that as I shoot a wall, there is literally no bullet spread when hip firing. You can even see this when I shoot from a farther distance away. And so real quick, let's take a look at the code and see how the current system's working. And this function does have a parameter for spread multiplier, but if I look at all the references for this parameter, you can see that there's actually no references for this parameter. Now inside this function, you can see that it uses different variables for the muzzle and the camera. And if I scroll down a little bit, you can see that there's a local variable for rotation. And this is the variable that's going to determine which direction our projectile is pointed in. Now the first thing that I can see is that this variable is being set to a look rotation, which is the rotation of a point that's 1,000 units out in the forward direction from our player's camera, minus the muzzle socket position. Now that's the default rotation for if we're actually not aiming at any physical object. So if you were to point directly straight up into the sky, then it's going to get a rotation from the muzzle socket position to 1,000 units out from the player's camera. But if the player is actually looking at a physical object, like a wall or the ground, then we want to do a raycast that goes straight out from the player's camera. And so here the script goes physics.raycast, and it's creating a raycast from the player's camera position, and it goes straight out in the forward direction, and it returns a hit value. Now if we actually hit an object, then this if statement will be true, in which case we want to set the rotation to a look rotation between the muzzle's socket position and the hit point. Once we have the rotation, the script then instantiates a projectile prefab, and it instantiates it on the muzzle socket position with that rotation. After which it gets the rigid body of the current projectile and sets its linear velocity to the projectile's forward direction times the projectile impulse. Now as you can see in this code, there's nowhere in this function that accounts for bullet spread. Now let's take a look at the changes I've made. Here I have a script which I've called weapon accuracy. This script will be attached to each weapon and it'll hold the configurations for each weapon's bullet spread. Now here you can see all the different variables I have related to the different things that contribute to bullet spread. First off, there's a base spread for hipfire and ADS. Next, I have a variable called bloom per shot. Now, bloom is what we're calling the actual amount of spread. So bloom per shot is how much more spread our bullets will get based on the previous shots. I then have a max bloom, a bloom decay per second. And so in other words, how fast does it go back to its base spread? And the next set of variables is related to how much spread we have based on our movement, whether we're standing still or we're moving. So we have a standing multiplier, a moving multiplier, an ADS multiplier. I then have a bool called use circular distribution. This will determine whether or not we want the spread in the shape of a circle or a box. I then have a float variable called bloom, which is how we're going to store and calculate the current spread. Now the first function to look at is this function called tick, which is where I'm calculating the decay of the spread. So here I have bloom equals mathf.move towards. I'm going from the current bloom to 0, and I'm doing it at a rate of bloom decay per second times delta time. I'm then calling this function in the update function so it'll run every frame. Next, I have a function called onShotFired where we're adding to our spread the per shot bloom. So I have bloom equals mathf.clamp, and the value is bloom plus bloom per shot, and we're clamping it between 0 and our max bloom. Next, I have a get function which returns a float, and it's called get current spread in degrees. It has parameters for whether or not we're aiming and whether or not we're moving. Depending whether or not we're aiming, we're going to set the base spread to either ADS spread or hipfire spread. I'm then calculating the ADS stability, which is a multiplier, as well as the movement multiplier, which determines an additional spread based on whether we're standing still or if we're moving. After which I calculate the total, which is total equals base spread plus bloom times move multiplier times ADS stability. And finally, I return that total. I then have one last function in the script that returns the rotation that we need to rotate each individual bullet in order to produce the bullet spread. If this is true, then we're setting a vector2 called r equal to random.insideUnitCircle times spread degrees. And then we're returning just the y and r values converted into a quaternion. Now if we don't care about circular distribution, then we can calculate it based on a square-shaped spread. To calculate a square distribution, we just get the random rotation for yaw and pitch separately and return those values. Now, in most cases, you'd just use a circular distribution, but maybe you have a unique weapon that for some reason has a square-shaped barrel. But with the script created, I can now save it and go back to Unity. Inside Unity, I just need to select each weapon and attach the weapon accuracy script. I'll then go to the weapon script and make some changes to the fire function. Inside the script, I've added a serialized field variable for weapon accuracy, and I've called it accuracy. I also have these variables, but I'll talk about these in a future video. I can then scroll down to the fire function. Now the first part of this function is all the same until we get to where we do our raycast. After our raycast, I have a local bool variable called isAiming, and I'm getting that value from our character script calling the isAiming function. I then have an if statement where I'm checking to see if our accuracy variable is not equal to null. Inside this if statement, I have a local float variable called spread degrees. I'm setting it equal to accuracy.getCurrentSpreadDegrees. I'm passing in whether or not we are aiming and whether or not we are moving. This next if statement I'll talk about in a future video, but next I'm calculating the new rotation with rotation equals accuracy.getSpreadRotation, passing in our spread degrees and multiplying it by the current rotation. This will calculate the new spread for our next shot. This if statement, once again, I'll talk about in a future video. And the last three lines of the fire function are the same. We're instantiating a projectile on the muzzle socket position with the new rotation. We're then setting the rigidbody.linear velocity equal to the projectile's forward rotation times the projectile impulse. Now after all this, I can save these scripts and go back to Unity. Inside Unity, I just need to make sure that I set the accuracy variable in my weapon script to the accuracy script which I've attached to my weapon object. I can then play my project and test it out. And here you can see now when I fire my weapon, the weapon has a bullet spread. The bullet spread is a lot less when I am aiming down the sights, and I can adjust the different spread amounts in the inspector. Now that's everything I'm going to cover in this video on how to add a bullet spread to your first-person shooter. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel so you can be up to date whenever I publish new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.